just received my copy, my brand new Phrozen Sonic Mini. I'm very excited about receiving this 3D printer. It's really nice having Phrozen sending me one of these models to review and to make an unboxing video and show off whatever I'm planning to make, which is pretty much anything. I have so many plans for it, assuming that I manage to use it because I'm fairly new to this kind of 3D printing, although I've been using a filament type printer for quite a long now. But the resin type printers, it's something completely new to me, and I hope that with the help of the community, of course, I will be able to pull through any project that I may have. So this is a brand new model from Phrozen, which came just right now. I mean, it's the release date is I think 22nd of February, something like that. Phrozen gave that to me, as I said, and I'm going to review it. I'm going to say my honest opinion, although I'm fairly certain that it will be an awesome ride as far as I've read so far. It's here to antagonize other great players in the market like Mars and Anycubic Photon, which is already well established 3D resin printers with a low cost margin. This one is about $200, which is awesome. It comes with a pack with resin, I think, which is about 350. In some shops, I'm not so sure. I will try to put links in the descriptions as I'm going to make this video. I got it with a bit of a hassle from the posting services, but it's here and I'm going to unbox it right now. So let's begin with the smaller one, which I assume it's the resin, the bottles, and as far as I know, this comes with 2 bottles of green resin, which is the main resin used for this type of printer. Comes well packed, as you can see. Open it up. Okay, so we have a Phrozen resin, which is the usual aqua green, as mentioned. It's something that Phrozen always packs with the resin, the printers that it ships. There's this really nice counter thing here, which is up to 500 milliliters, which I suppose it's the 500 grams, half a liter. And it has an assortment of useful information here. It mentions things like XY planar resolution, which should be something like that. The Z resolution suitable for it's specifically made for this printer. It mentions the rinsing way here, which is cleaning with alcohol spray with air gun. I'm not going to do that. I'm not so sure if spraying with an air gun is a good idea. I'm going to use pretty much everybody uses the same method of dipping the ending result, the printing, the final prints inside the container with alcohol solution. So yeah, I think that it's not going to be a fun idea to start spraying alcohol inside my house. So moving on to the second package here, wildly guessing it will be the same. So yeah, another aqua green frozen resin, which totals in 1 liter of resin for our test prints and our first projects. So this is going to be put in a very good use. And now to the main star of our event. It's going to be very, very awesome. I've been wanting to try resin printing for quite a few while now. I'm really excited on the prospects of this new technology. Well, not new, but new as if in affordable, let's say, because most of the older resin printers were extremely expensive, and people didn't have the means to purchase such printers, but now they are so affordable that everybody can have this, can have their try. So this, I assume, is the accessories for the printer, and let me open it up. Yeah, we have lots of things. First of all, we have our manual. I think we have quite a few things here mentioning calibration, testing, and all sorts of things needed to be done. I'm going to prepare a separate video about that. So this one is not only about unboxing the printer. We have this little guy here for draining the resin, I suppose, back to the bottle when not used. We have a pair of nice purple gloves, which is essential. Not resin printer material resins are quite toxic and harmful. You should take precautions when using them, not having them contact your skin directly. Very important. We have this bag of goodies, which is first thing is that we have this 8 GB flash drive. You have to have the I suppose this contains the software, the slicer, and some test prints. So I guess it should be here in any case. We have some nuts and bolts, an Allen key, and we have this thing here, which is the rubber pads for the bottom of the printer to be put later on. We have a nice little scraper. I didn't have one of these. I'm using other kind of scrapers, and this one is really nice because it's really narrow here, and I guess it makes sense because the vat is significantly smaller than my other printers' print bed, so this one is going to be extremely handy for getting out the prints when finished. This one is the bracket, the printing bracket, which will eventually be the plate where the print gets stuck and gets finished when we assemble the printer itself. And we have a nice little plastic scraper, which is for mild use, not when you don't want to use the metal one to scrape the material. And finally we have the power supply, which fortunately it's the European plug. I was nervous about receiving this. I wasn't so sure if the guys over Frozen had this in mind when sending this to me. I was expecting to have another type of plug, maybe American or I don't know. But kudos to the selling team. They sent me the correct one, so I don't have to buy an adapter or something, which is quite neat. Moving on, it's time for the big guy or the small guy, which is most likely the case here, because this one is significantly smaller than the competition. Mars and Anycubic Photon are significantly larger in size, and this one is quite smaller. It's about 30 centimeters. Handy for small spaces if you don't have a very large desk to put this on. So let's take this apart, and we see the printer, which comes pre-assembled, pre-made, nothing to be assembled or constructed from your part, which is mostly the case with this type of printers. It's not like the filament type printers, don't try this at home, where I remember when I had to assemble my filament type printer, I had to spend a whole 3 hours putting up all sorts of nuts and bolts and mechanisms. It was a completely DIY project, and it was fun. It was really fun, but at the end of the day you may do things that are not done correctly, and maybe you end up having misprints or something by just putting it in the wrong way. By having this one ready, you obviously don't have to worry about things like that. So let's see. We have the top, which is I think it's quite sturdy. Nothing's going to happen unless you use it roughly, I suppose. Let's take that off. We have our printer in front of us. This is the bed and the vat that is used. As far as I can see, it's a very sturdy plastic. It's the same material as the lid. So let's have a quick look around the machine. We have the LCD in front of it. It's quite hefty. I mean, it's not the heaviest thing, but it is like I'm holding it right now. It's quite heavy. We have the LCD here, nothing on this side. We have the USB port here to be used when wanting to print your models, and we have the power connector here and the switch, the turning on and off switch. Not a lot of things, of course, and this, I suppose it's a fan or a cooling grill, something like that. I'm not so sure about the amount of noise this thing produces. People say that it's quite quiet, and I'm going to test the noise as far as I'm going to use it for the first time. So yeah, all in all, it's a really sturdy looking little machine, and we can have this one here to test how it goes. The plate, it needs to be placed something like that. You put it here, and then first thing you have to do is to calibrate the whole system. You do that by taking this off and doing a procedure that I'm going to show in the next video, where I'm putting this into use. So for the time being, I think we're done. What you see is the first part of a series of videos I'm going to produce for this printer, and it will include the first print, which is the first calibration and the first things you have to do when you purchase it. And then some test prints. I'm going to start obviously with the first test print, which is inside the USB stick. These are some rings that are used to test the printer's capabilities. And of course I have tons and tons of things to do for this printer. So stick around and check what I have in line for you. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, do all the usual stuff YouTubers suggest you to do. My channel is quite new, so it would be nice if you spread the word. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much, and see you next time.